Number 2, describe your ideal lifestyle. Imagine that you could live your ideal of the perfect life. What part of the country would you choose to live in? What kind of a company would you choose to work for or to start and run as your own? What kind of a home and car would you want? How would you like to spend your time and live your life? What kind of relationships would you want? Number 3, ask yourself what you would do if you learned today that you only had 6 months left to live. If you had no limitations, how would you spend your last 6 months on Earth? This is another way of asking, what is really important to you? Who would you want to spend time with? What would you want to accomplish? What would you like to leave behind? In other words, what do you truly value? What are the things that really give meaning and purpose to your life? Number 4, list all of the worries or problems in your life and write out a goal which is the perfect solution to each of those difficulties. If money is a concern for you, write out a goal that clearly defines how much you want to earn, how much you want to accumulate, and what you want to achieve financially over the next 3 to 5 years. Number 5, think about your family and your relationships. Describe the perfect situation between you and the important people in your life, and then make out a series of goals to achieve that ideal situation. Number 6, look at your health. Describe what perfect health and physical fitness means to you, and then make out a plan to achieve that level of fitness. Number 7, define the kind of person that you would most like to become, both personally and professionally. Then, work out a plan of personal and professional development that will enable you to learn and grow and become the kind of person you most admire and would most like to be. Remember, as Goethe said, before you can have something, you must first be something. Categorize your goals. Once you have written out your goals, divide them into the different areas of your life that are important. There are basically 6 divisions that most people use, but you can have more or fewer. The first are financial and material goals, money and things. The second are family and personal goals, the things you want to have and the things that you want to do with your family and your friends. Number 3 are self-improvement and educational goals, the subjects that you want to learn and get better in. Number 4 are spiritual goals, which has to do with learning and growth and inner peace. Number 5 are health and fitness goals, which may have to do with your weight and your levels of energy. And number 6, social and community goals, the areas where you would like to contribute to your society in some way. To perform at your best, your life must be in balance. This means that you need to have goals in each area so that you are moving progressively forward on something that is important to you all the time. Organize your goals. The next step, once you have all your goals in writing, is to organize them in order of priority. Select the goals that are more important than others and put them at the top of each list. Then, select the goals that are second and third and fourth and so on. Finally, and perhaps the most important of all in goal setting, is for you to select the one goal out of all the goals that is more important than any other. This is the key to your success. The mental discipline to set your goals and to sort them out and to decide on your chief aim or your major definite purpose is the starting point of individual greatness. This major definite purpose is the one goal, the accomplishment of which will lead to the attainment of many of your other goals. This goal becomes the central focus for all of your other goals and activities. This goal is what enables you to bring all your mental resources to focus like a laser beam on one thing. Your forward progress on this one goal is what eventually generates the unshakable self-confidence that you desire. Focus and concentrate. This intense focus on one goal is not easy, but it is all important. Orison Swett Marden also wrote, The giants of the race have been men and women of concentration who have struck sledgehammer blows in one place until they have accomplished their purpose. The successful men and women of today are those of one overmastering idea, one unwavering aim, men and women of single and intense purpose. Martin also said that every great man has become great, every successful man has succeeded in proportion as he has confined his powers to one particular channel. Single-minded concentration in the direction of your dreams will intensify your desires and increase your emotional drive towards your goal. This intensity of concentration will activate the law of attraction and begin to attract people and opportunities into your life to help you to achieve your goal. The more you think about your goal, the more it will come to dominate and direct your life. The more you think about it, the more rapidly you will move toward it, and it will move toward you. Make it measurable and time-bounded. Your major goal must be measurable. It's a basic rule that what gets measured gets done. Make it clear and quantitative and objective, and if necessary, break it down into smaller parts that you can work on one at a time. Your major goal must also be clearly time-bounded. Set a deadline on it. Select a realistic but challenging date for its completion and write it down. If it's a long-term goal, such as 2 or 3 years, break it down into smaller parts with minor goals or benchmarks every 30 to 60 days. Create a structure of rewards that you will give yourself upon the attainment of each part of your goal and on the attainment of your entire goal. For maximum motivation and high achievement, you need to tie each goal to a reward and each part of the goal to a smaller reward. Now, the reward may be dinner out, or a vacation, or a holiday. It may be a new car or a new home. It may be something that affects all the members of your family. Many people enlist the support and cooperation of their spouses and children by agreeing to rewards that everyone will get when the goal is attained. Rewards make the process more fun and interesting, and they act as an inner drive that propels you forward when the going gets rough. Make your plans. Once you've determined your major and minor goals, you construct your plans by making detailed lists of everything that you will have to do to achieve each goal, and then organizing the lists by time and priority. What will you do first? What will you do second? What is more important? And what is less important? Make each activity measurable and put a deadline on it. Select the very first thing that comes to your mind to do and get started. By setting goals, making plans, and getting started, you will join the top 3% of adults in the world today, and your success will be virtually guaranteed. A final point with regard to goals is this: keep your goals confidential. You build confidence and personal strength by keeping your goals inside of you and by channeling your efforts purposefully each hour and each day toward their attainment. Many people make the mistake of talking too much about their goals. Too much talking causes their energies to dissipate and their motivation to decline. It weakens their resolve. They lose the force and the power they would have had if they had kept their goals to themselves and instead concentrated on purposeful activities. As Henry Ford said, you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. A simple technique. Let me now give you a simple technique that has transformed my life and the life of almost every person who has ever used it. It is simply this: get yourself a spiral notebook, the kind used in school for taking notes. Begin each day by sitting down with this notebook and writing out your main goals in the present tense as though they were already a reality. Use strong, definite words like I earn, I achieve, or I am. You can write other things in this notebook if you like, but the most important action is that you take 5 minutes each day to write and rewrite your major goals without referring back to what you wrote yesterday. Handwriting your goals is called a psychoneuromotor activity. Each time you write out your goals, you drive them deeper into your subconscious mind. You increase the intensity of your desire, and the depth of your belief. You activate the mental laws of concentration and attraction and correspondence. You focus your mental powers and increase your confidence that the goal is achievable. By rewriting your goals every day, they become clearer and stronger and take on a power of their own. This exercise impresses your goals so deeply into your subconscious mind that they will eventually lock on, and you will begin to move irresistibly and unstoppably toward their achievement. When this happens, your future will be guaranteed. As you develop this ability to set and achieve whatever it is you want in life, you'll develop the kind of confidence that comes from positive knowing rather than positive thinking. You will become unstoppable. Now here are some action exercises that you can use to put these ideas to work in your life. Number 1, decide exactly what you want in life. Set your goals as if you had no limitations, and whatever you wrote, you would achieve. Number 2, make a list of 10 goals that you would like to achieve in the next 12 months or so. Number 3, write your goals in the present positive personal tense. For example, you could write, I earn X number of dollars by this date. This is personal, positive, and in the present tense. Number 4, make a list of everything you will have to do to achieve your goal, and then organize the list by sequence and priority. This now becomes your plan. Number 5, review your list and ask, if I was guaranteed to achieve any one goal on my list within 24 hours, which one goal would have the greatest positive impact on my life? Number 6, take this number 1 goal, your major definite purpose, write it at the top of a new page in the present personal positive tense. Make a list of everything you could do to achieve this goal, organize it into a plan, and take action on your plan immediately. And number 7, do something every day, 7 days per week on your major goal. Resolve to persist on this goal until you succeed, no matter how hard it becomes or how much time it takes. This process of setting and achieving one big goal will build your self-confidence to the point where you will become unstoppable for the rest of your life. Chapter 3. Achieving Competence and Personal Mastery. Vince Lombardi said, the quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment to excellence, no matter what their chosen field. You will only be happy, satisfied, and capable of enjoying high levels of self-confidence when you know that you are absolutely excellent at doing something that is important to yourself and others. What is it? What could it be? These are two of the great questions of life. Fortunately, you and every other person has the inborn ability to become excellent at what you do and to achieve peak performance in your life in your chosen field. You have the capacity to function in the exceptional range and to achieve mastery in any area that is important to you. The development of lasting self-confidence requires nothing less. The edge of the envelope. In the world of test pilots and prototype aircraft, as described in the book and the movie The Right Stuff by Tom Wolfe, they refer continually to what is called the envelope. This envelope consists of an upper and lower edge. The upper edge marks the height and speed that any previous aircraft or jet has flown up to the time of the most current test run. This upper edge of the envelope is the maximum height and speed deemed possible for a new aircraft before it theoretically comes apart in the air or malfunctions or self-destructs. Now the goal of the test pilot is to expand the edge of the envelope. His job is to fly ever faster and higher in order to discover the outer limits of speed, height, and endurance that a particular aircraft is capable of achieving. The test pilot continually takes the aircraft higher and faster until he feels that the plane has reached its absolute outer limits. This is where and when he pulls back to avoid destroying the aircraft and even fatally crashing. This is called the outer edge of the envelope, and it then becomes the lower edge of the envelope for the next aircraft and the next round of testing. Every aircraft, no matter how well made, has an outer limit on its capabilities. It can fly only so fast and so high and no further. Very little can be done to expand the mechanical ability of something made of metal by the hands of man. Expand your envelope. The major difference between you and an aircraft is that there is no outer edge to your personal envelope. As Emerson said, the power which resides in man is new in nature, and none but he knows what that is which he can do, nor does he know until he has tried. Thomas Edison said, "If we all did the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves." Maxwell Maltz, the author of Psycho-Cybernetics, said, "Within you right now is the power to do things you never dreamed possible, and this power becomes available to you just as soon as you can change your beliefs." In other words, the outer limit of your envelope, or the outer limit of your potential, is not fixed in time or space, like that of an aircraft. Your limits are determined solely by your own beliefs and by your own confidence in what you think is possible for you. Self-confidence and self-esteem. Your self-confidence is closely connected to your self-esteem and to how much you like yourself. Dr. Nathaniel Branden calls self-esteem your reputation with yourself. It is how you feel about yourself and your abilities in relation to any situation that determines how much you like yourself and consider yourself to be a valuable and worthwhile person. The more you like yourself, the better you do. The flip side of self-esteem is what psychologists call self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is a measure of how effective and competent you feel you are to perform a particular task or to achieve your goals. This is called performance-based self-esteem. What this means is that if your self-confidence and your belief in yourself are determined by your self-esteem, or how much you like yourself, then your self-esteem is determined by how capable you feel you are in any given set of circumstances. For example, if a problem comes up at work or at home, and you are so familiar with it that you can solve it quickly and correctly, your self-efficacy and your self-esteem goes up. You feel more capable and confident and more willing to take on other challenges and difficulties. You feel more positive and optimistic. You feel like an excellent person. If, on the other hand, a problem or difficulty came up and you were unable to do anything to solve it, and you felt frustrated or ineffective, your self-esteem would suffer and your self-confidence would go down. You would feel negative about yourself and your abilities. You might even become angry or depressed. You would feel powerless rather than powerful. That's why they say, in playing poker, the winners laugh and tell jokes, while the losers say, "Shut up and deal." Build your own self-confidence. The law of cause and effect applies to everything you are today and to everything that you become. If the effect that you desire is high and unshakable levels of self-confidence, then it is necessary that you engage in the same behaviors practiced by others who enjoy high and unshakable levels of self-confidence, and you will soon experience high levels of self-confidence yourself. Studies conducted on thousands of men and women who have moved from ordinary to extraordinary performance, and who have moved from feelings of inadequacy to feeling great about themselves, show that there is a direct cause-effect relationship between competence and mastery on the one hand and self-confidence on the other. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi of the University of Chicago wrote an excellent book, Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Performance, in 2008 on peak performance. Peak experience is a form of natural high that causes you to feel absolutely terrific about yourself and gives you a wonderful overall feeling of well-being and happiness. And the causes of this effect are now well known. Achieving peak performance. To attain this wonderful, healthy feeling of optimal performance, you need clear goals, challenging standards, regular feedback, total concentration, step-by-step success, and a feeling that you are expanding your capabilities to a new, higher level. When you have created a situation where you experience all of these, you sense that you are working at the outer edge of your own personal envelope. You feel that you are getting progressively better and better at something you are ideally suited to do, and that while you are still working within the range of your capabilities, you are stretching yourself at every moment. When you are caught up in this kind of experience, you often lose track of time. You become unaware of hunger, thirst, or fatigue. You feel calm and clear-headed and euphoric. Tests show that when you are in this state of flow, your brain releases endorphins, nature's happy drug, which causes you to feel happy and energized. Often when you are in this state, the rest of the world seems to slow down. You seem to function with extraordinary clarity. You seem capable of accomplishing great quantities of work in a shorter period of time, with great accuracy and few mistakes. You realize that if you could have this flow experience on a regular basis, you could do incredible things in your work and your life. Getting into the flow experience. Everyone has had this heightened experience at some time, usually when they have been under a tremendous amount of stress or pressure to get a lot done in a short period of time. But at the same time, they had clear goals and a strong belief that they were capable of meeting the challenge. At this point, they kicked into flow and felt as though they had taken off and left the ground. You have had this experience yourself in the past. Often, it was so extraordinary that you remembered it for many months or even years. And here's the point. Men and women who achieve extraordinary things in life are merely ordinary men and women who have learned how to put themselves into flow and to function at peak performance more often than the average person. And what someone else has done, you can do as well. In every study of success and self-confidence, in every situation where a person enjoys high levels of self-esteem, self-respect, and personal pride, we find that they all have one thing in common. And that one thing is that each high-achieving man or woman is in the right place at the right time, doing exactly the work that he or she is uniquely qualified to do. Not only are these people the happiest and highest performing men and